Welcome to Be Your Best Self Life Planning Series. I'm your host, Lakita Brooks. Today, we're going to talk about how to have effective parent-teacher conferences to help us raise self-sufficient students so they can become like self-sufficient adults and they're like not staying on our couch. So this conversation was sparked by an Instagram video that I watched, and a teacher had some serious issues with how the parent handled the whole interview process when they met. It was just way too long, and it was extremely ineffective. The teacher was clearly frustrated, and I'm quite sure the parent probably left frustrated also. And I don't think I said I'm Lakita Brooks, LCSW, the life planning consultant that helps adults raise self-sufficient kids. So we're trying to get them while they're still in high school. And I work with the high school students on helping them cultivate and hone those talents while they're still in high school and exposing them to different opportunities. So, with all that being said, one of the skills that we all need to master as parents is these parent-teacher conferences. So recently, my co-parent and I, we had to tag team our team for different parent-teacher conferences. So he's actually been going to the conferences and I've been sending the emails because, as we know, it's that time of the year for progress reports. And I think we actually started our parent-teacher conferences a few weeks before progress reports because we saw the grades weren't looking the best. So for those who are getting into the groove of starting to have those, do it effectively. So first thing, look at your kids' grades. I know in Duval County, we actually have access to Focus, and I'm quite sure in a lot of your counties, they have the grades online. So go online, look at the grades, and then actually go to each class. I know in Focus, we can actually see different comments, what type of grades our kids are getting on classwork, homework, tests, like really get an understanding of what's going on with your kid. And also, is it homework? Is it tests? What's actually going on? So you can have a clear view. And also have a conversation with your teenager. Now, if your teenager is like mine, they're not always so forthcoming and they're not sharing like everything that goes on a daily basis. Yes, I see someone is co-signing what I'm saying. So in the event they're not, it's cool. Don't fret, but at least get an understanding of what's going on. Is it the homework? Is it the classwork? Is it just simply participation? I know when I was looking at my daughter's grades, I was like, oh my gosh, like participation are like easy A's. So some of it is simply that she's not pre-planning the night before to pack what she needs for her dance classes. So if you know you have jazz, you need jazz shoes. If you know you have ballet, you need ballet shoes. And for those who has children who just have gym, if you have gym and you wore sandals to school, you need to pack tennis shoes. Or if your kids wear boots and they're males, you need to pack tennis shoes. So part of it could simply be just a little bit of pre-planning at home. So you've already got an understanding of what's actually going on because you've looked at the grade portal and you've taken the time to look at the comments and the breakdown of classwork, homework, tests. So one of the most popular things to do when you're going to actually schedule the conference, no matter if it's via email or phone, say, hey, I like to speak to Mr. So-and-so. I want to find out what I can do as a parent. Because guess what? We don't want to blame the teachers. Because at the end of the day, we need teachers to be like borderline our best friends. Like we need teachers to be on our side. And let's be honest, all of us have our own set of quirkiness and our own bias. So we want the teacher to be on our team. So one, as a parent, we want to find out, what can I do at home to help you do your job? Or what are some of those concerns that you see that my child is not doing right? You know, if you were in my shoes, what recommendations would you have? So basically, go into the parent-teacher conference with some already pre-planned questions that's targeted around basically, what can I, as in me, what can I do as a parent? And by all means, do not go finger pointing at the teachers. You didn't do this, you didn't do that, you didn't explain this. No, 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 no. So be concise. And I will say, just as a social worker, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just going to give that disclaimer. But when you work in the social service field, it's kind of the same concept. You work with so many different people all the time, and you're hearing so many different stories, and you're expected to be the problem solver and have like all the answers and the guru. So in any aspects of your life, so for those in case you're watching and you don't have any kids and you're like, well, how can I apply this to my life? Be concise in whatever. No matter if you're calling the utility company, get to the point. What do you need? There's no reason to go around the mulberry bush, as some would call it. So let me give you an example. So you call utilities company. Hey, you know, I was out of town for a week, and when I came back, I saw all these trees in the way. I think they're blocking the utility course. I can't, I don't know. My internet's not working. My lights aren't working. I see a whole bunch of water. So you've said all this for like 10 minutes. And then finally at the end you say, well, can someone come out to look at my utilities because the lights aren't working? And in actuality, 10 minutes ago, the call should have simply been, hey, I'm Lakita at blank address. I want to see what's the process to have someone come out. My lights are not working. Boom. Straight to the point. No frill, no fuss. Because guess what? Those people are overwhelmed. So just always keep in mind, and no matter what you're doing, get to the point. And it's no different with the parent-teacher conferences. Get to the point. First, look for yourself with the information that's present to find out what's going on. Is it classwork? Is it homework? Is it tests? And then go in with the mentality of, what can I do to help my child? What recommendations do you have for me? Are there some behaviors that my child is exhibiting in class that is not conducive to them being successful? Maybe it could be my child is sitting in the back of the classroom and maybe they need to sit in the front of the classroom. It could be a lot of different things, but make sure the tone is always, what can I do as a parent? I'm genuinely concerned about my child's education, and I want to be here to help you. We're in this together. Let me know what I need to know to be an effective parent. So on that note, I'm Lakita Brooks. Thank you for joining us. In the event you're watching the video at a later date, make sure you like it, share it, comment, offer any recommendations, or if you understand what I am saying. Because guess what? The sooner we're able to master parent-teacher conferences, the better our kids can perform in school, and the closer to us being able to have that me time that we desire. We definitely love our kids and we embrace our kids, but guess what? We want to be able to have that me time, and we want to raise self-sufficient children that are not still staying at our houses in their 20s and their 30s. So I'm here to teach parents those different strategies needed to be successful with getting their kids to transition And I also work with high school students on cultivating their gifts and talents so they can have an idea of what in the world they want to do when they graduate. Because guess what? We all have to have some type of occupation when we graduate from high school. So, hey, why don't we work on it now while they're still in high school? Thank you, and be your best self. Until next week, LCN Enterprise Facebook Live. Be your best self.